Good evening. The fastest road to meaning and success is to choose one thing and go all in. Once said by Maxime Legacy. Welcome to BMC News Live presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers English News. Myself, Shana Sultana, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines.
Strong winds expected to hit Bahrain from Thursday. Education Ministry organized entrepreneurship courses for students. Bahrain launched Travel Safe Drive. UAE announced new school model offering free education. Pilgrims from Europe, America and Australia can now register electronically for Hajj 2022.
Today's news in detail. Strong winds expected to hit Bahrain from Thursday. Bahrain is expected to be buffeted by strong winds from Thursday, the Transportation and Telecommunications Ministry's Meteorological Directorate warned yesterday. It said the dry and gusty northerly westerly winds that traditionally last for 40 days, it has been announced. Save Buhair Valley Drive held. More than 1,000 people in Bahrain have signed an online petition calling for a halt to a destruction of the historic Buhair Valley, a 45 million-year-old natural landmark located in East Rafah, titled Save Wadi Al Buhair, the Change. Highest number of dusty days in May since 1990. Last month was slightly cooler than normal for the month with the lowest temperature recorded at 22 degrees Celsius at Durat Al Bahrain. Last year, May went on record as the hottest ever since in Bahrain in more than a century. Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers Bahrain's COVID updates.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
Shoddy road repairs raise residents' ire. Allegations of shoddy finishing work after roads have been dug up for essential repairs and maintenance have led to a wave of complaints from residents, according to councillors. They took up their cause at Muharraq Municipal Council yesterday and outlined claims that vehicles were either sinking or dropping meters into the ground as recently repaired roads crumbled. Entrepreneurship courses organized for students by Education Ministry. Hundreds of students from across the country took part in a series of educational programs aimed at boosting their technical and entrepreneurship skills, which will equip them for the labor market in future. The Education Ministry organized 3 entrepreneurship programs courses for 600 students at the National Center Chartered Intermediate School for Boys to elevate their knowledge in the financial sector. 2-year plan to support engineering firms proposed. A 2-year plan to support Bahraini engineering firms has been proposed by the Association of Engineering Officers. More than 90% of the businesses were being handled by non-Bahrain-based architecture and engineering firms, it added. Now we shall go for a short commercial break.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Welcome back. Bahrain will fully harness its potential to continue turning challenges into opportunities and ambitions into achievements, it has been declared. This is in line with the directives of His Majesty King Hamad to achieve the best for the nation and the citizens, as well as the constant follow-up of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of government programs in cooperation with the legislative branch and the private sector within the Team Bahrain. Award chance for Bahrain's post office. The Manama Post Office Rehabilitation Project has been shortlisted for the 2022 Aga Khan Award for Architecture. It is among 20 projects in 16 countries that are shortlisted for the award. Full support for youth reiterated. His Majesty King Hamad's representative for humanitarian work and youth affairs, Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received Youth and Sports Affairs Minister Ayman Al Moyed, who introduced to him GCC senior leaders and distinguished youth for 2020, 2021 and 2022. His Highness Sheikh Nasser affirmed the keenness of King Hamad and other GCC leaders to give youth the full opportunity to participate in the development process their countries are currently witnessing, making them essential elements in ensuring continued prosperity and security. Bahrain launched Travel Safe Drive. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has launched its annual awareness campaign, Travel Safe, on various media outlets. It was aimed at increasing citizens' awareness of travel guidelines and instructions for communicating with diplomatic and consular missions abroad. The campaign identified mechanisms for contacting diplomatic or consular missions abroad and the Ministry's follow-up office on phone number 17227555 for assistance in the event of any problems, emergencies or crisis. UAE announced a new school model offering free education. A new school model has been announced in the UAE that will offer education for free. Taking to Twitter, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and a ruler of Dubai, said the Generation Schools model will target around 14,000 students. It will follow a curriculum that will incorporate both national and international curriculum. The national curriculum will offer subjects like Islamic and Arabic, while the international one will have science and maths. Pilgrims from Europe, America and Australia can now register electronically for Hajj 2022. Pilgrims from Europe, America and Australia can now register electronically for Hajj 2022. Saudi's Ministry of Hajj and Umrah has been announced. Various package options, support services and a multilingual communication center is available on the new portal, which is open around the clock. The portal, which aims to facilitate procedures and provide competitive prices for pilgrims, also issues visas electronically. Saudi has begun accepting Hajj pilgrims who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and are under the age of 65 years as of 2022. The ministry will prioritize those who have not previously performed Hajj, and all pilgrims must present a negative PCR test to gain entry to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shina Sultana. Good night.